Unsolved Mysteries of Ancient Egypt. The ancient Egyptian civilization can only be defined as a twilight zone where the mind and the soul are trapped in a work of sci-fi or an enchanting fairy tale filled with immortal puzzles and heavenly wonders. Under the mythological sands of Egypt lies some of history's most unsolved mysteries that keep challenging the concepts of reason and reality till our current day. Egypt is one of the most researched ancient cultures, as for the last 2 centuries it has been the obsession of countless historians and archaeologists. Their culture and technology is a gift that keeps on giving as a lot of mysteries remain unsolved. Every time an archaeological discovery is made in the magical destination of Egypt like Luxor and Aswan, an infinite number of unanswered questions keep popping up. For the last 1,000 years, researchers have explored this 4 millennia-year-old civilization across vast deserts to uncover the secret of their immortality using modern science and some artifacts like the Rosetta Stone, which were able to give explanations and answers, but some mysteries remain unsolved. The lost Labyrinth of Giza complex mystery. Some believe there used to be a massive labyrinth about 2,500 years ago. Herodotus, the Greek historian, saw a labyrinth firsthand, and countless ancient writers described it as a genius work of architecture that, according to him, put the pyramids to shame. The labyrinth is a massive building 2 stories tall with 3,000 different rooms, all connected with a winding maze of complex passages. The tale of 2 levels to the structure that had 12 gates facing the other. At the bottom is an underground level that served as a tomb for the pharaohs, and there was a huge roof made of a single massive stone at the top. In 2008, a temple site resembling a labyrinth was found below the plateau using a georadar. A massive stone plateau about 300 m wide, 1,000 feet, was found, which is believed to be the foundation of the labyrinth underneath the Giza plateau. The Dendrolite mystery. One of the most interesting images in all the temples of Egypt is the one located in the Temple of Dendra. It shows a snake in a big ball of fire flying out of a lotus flower while being carried up by a pillar of human arms. The image looks a lot like a model of a Crookes tube, which was a form of the light bulb that was invented in the 19th century. Some researchers believe electricity was discovered and utilized by the ancient Egyptian, as was shown at the Temple of Hathor at Dendra. Electricity was linked to the ancient Mesopotamians and Greeks, with artifacts like the Baghdad battery, which the ancient Egyptians elevated to a whole new level. The Sphinx claws in Israel mystery. Archaeologists from UNESCO were able to find 4,000-year-old parts of a sphinx in the heritage site of Tel Hazor in occupied Palestine, Israel. It dates back to the times of Pharaoh Mysterious in 2500 BC during the construction of the Third Great Pyramid of Giza. They were able to find the paws of a sphinx, which was part of 1 meter, 303 feet, tall and weighed half a ton. It was resting on a base, and the rest of the statue is believed to have been destroyed. The Sphinx was situated in Hazor, a city that served as a commercial center in Canaan and was situated between Egypt and Babylon. The town was vital to the economic well-being of the 2 biggest powers in the region. Some believe it was a gift by the ancient Egyptian to further strengthen their diplomatic and economical relation with the city, but it remains a theory. No one can really tell why the Sphinx ended up 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles, away from the Great Sphinx of Giza. The destroyed pyramid mystery. Out of all the pyramids of Egypt, the Pyramid of Djedefre was believed to be the most beautiful and majestic, and the Great Fourth Pyramid. Historians and scholars state it was equivalent to the Menkaure Pyramid, the smallest of the 3 Great Pyramids. It was made of stone that was blacker and shinier than granite. The pyramid faded in time for unknown reasons, and the only remaining part was his base. The pyramid was located in Abu Ra'ash, and some believe that the Roman quarried it for the stones 2,000 years ago, but that kind of stone hasn't been located anywhere else. Some believe it had unfinished foundations, or the ancient Egyptian destroyed the pyramid because they hated Djedefre. The disappearance of Queen Nefertiti mystery. Queen Nefertiti was the most powerful woman in ancient Egypt, and her reputation is truly legendary. She started her legacy as the wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten and the stepmother of King Tutankhamun. Despite her great name and stature, her tomb has never been found. He gained the reputation of the most beautiful woman in ancient Egypt, and her ancestry can be traced to the Mitanni kingdom of northern Syria. It is believed she changed her name and moved away from her husband, who attempted to establish a monotheistic system in Egypt instead of the common polytheistic system. There is no mention of her death in any shape or form in Egyptian history. Some believe after the end of her husband's 12th year's reigns, her name disappeared from the history books, but some believe she became the pharaoh under a different name, or that she was never a pharaoh to begin with. The mummy wrapped in a foreign book mystery. One of the most abstract artifacts found in Egypt was in 1848, when a man by the name of Mihajlo Barak bought a mummy from a shopkeeper in Alexandria. He put it on display as a decoration, but after a couple of years, he realized how strange this artifact was. The mummy was wrapped in a linen book with strange writings. The scientists were able to carefully peel off her bandages and were able to find out that it was not written in Egyptian, but actually was written in Etruscan, the ancient language of the ancient civilization known today as Italy. The writings were not fully interpreted, but it was identified as dated and gods as part of an old Etruscan burial ritual. It is believed that this mummified woman called Nisi Hensu escaped from the Roman invasion of Egypt. Many researchers have wondered about how this mummy came to be. These questions still remain unanswered. The unknown Queen of Egypt mystery. Some archaeologists 2015 were able to find the tomb of a woman buried within the Great Pyramids of the Old Kingdom, 2575 to 2150 BC. Her tomb carried inscriptions calling her the wife of the king and the mother of the king. It seems she was one of the most important women in ancient Egypt about 4,500 years ago. It is believed she had great power and respect than any woman in the nation at that time, but no one has the slightest idea about who she is. Some historians have dubbed her the name Khentakaus III under the belief that she was the daughter of Queen Khentakaus II. Some think that she may have been the wife of King Nefertiti and the mother of King Mekahur. If her name was indeed Khentakaus III, then there are no references to her in anything we've found. Her identity and her existence remain an enigma. The death of King Tut mystery. Out of all the unanswered mysteries surrounding ancient Egypt, the death of the boy King Tut is the most popular one due to the fame that was always surrounded King Tutankhamun since his discovery in 1922 in the Valley of the Kings. His death is an absolute enigma, as there are many causes that could have led to his death, which have created a dispute. King Tut had malaria, plus he suffered from many genetic disabilities due to possible incest. He had a club foot and a couple of other genetic defects, so he was always destined to die at a young age. He died at the age of 19 in 1323 BC, but many stories surrounded his death. His mummy shows that he had a fractured skull, which made people believe he was stabbed in the head. It is believed that his head was damaged while his body was being embalmed, which led to the possibility that he was murdered. The researchers stated that he broke his knee shortly before he died, which entails he was killed in a chariot accident, which is a weird choice for some who suffered from many deformities. When it comes, there are countless theories that would offer an answer to how he died or killed, so which one is true and which is false? The lost Land of Punt mystery. Within the ancient Egyptian writings are countless mentions and references to a place known as the Land of Punt. It was an ancient African empire full of ivory, gold, and exotic animals out of fairy tales. Punt is known to be extremely powerful and an economic strongpoint. It commanded a lot of respect from the ancient Egyptians, which they dubbed God's land. The only artifact we have from Punt was from what the ancient Egyptians kept. Many scientists were desperate to figure out where the kingdom was. Two mummified remains of two baboons were studied by scientists to determine whether the baboons came from modern-day Eritrea or eastern Ethiopia. Finding the exact location of the Land of Punt has been one of history's oldest mysteries, so will we ever able to find it? The hidden chamber of the Great Pyramid mystery. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is one of the world's greatest monuments for 4,500 years. It was a massive structure almost 150 meters, 490 feet, tall and took more than 2.3 million stone blocks. There are 3 chambers inside, but a team of researchers in 2017 was able to fully scan the pyramid, and above the Grand Galley were able to find signs of a large hidden chamber as large as the biggest room in the entire pyramid. The ancient Egyptians were able to deliberately build a hidden chamber to be totally inaccessible. There are no corridors or pathways connected to it in any way. The insides of the pyramid are still a mystery. The Great Sphinx of Giza mystery. Despite the fact that Egypt is filled with the most majestic monuments in the world, there is one which is without equal: the Great Sphinx of Giza. It is one of the largest artifacts in the world, measuring over 70 m long and standing over 20 m high from ancient dynasty. The Sphinx has been shrouded with mystery, as it is believed that it was constructed to be the great protector of the pharaohs after their burial, but the signs of water erosion of the statue suggest that it is much older than 9,000 years, which would suggest the ancient Egyptian civilization could be much older. The Sphinx is the world's oldest puzzle, as it is not known who built it and for what cause. Will we ever know? Still a question remained to be answered. The horizon of the ancient Egyptian civilization is infinite. Many majestic wonders and untold stories surround this holy country, so don't miss this chance to become the next Indiana Jones and uncover all the secrets of this incredible country through our Egypt private tours.